involved was George Clooney as a producer?
He was very involved. You know, it's always great to have a guy. He's very politically savvy.
Yeah.
Has a lot of friends and influence, and so it's cool to get his perspective on all of this. And he spent a ton of time with political strategy. He did that series K Street with Grant Heslov, the other producer on the film, and so they know the world intimately. And so it was cool to have them as a reference and have their contacts as a resource. And that's cool within the kind of narrative structure of the movie. But it's also great just to have he's an awesome actor and a cool director that was there to help me out in the editing room if I was struggling with the balance of tones, or he'd show up at we'd test screen the movie for an audience, and he'd be there to kind of watch and help me analyze it, because I can get kind of neurotic and stuck in my head about certain things sometimes and lose, either lose focus or lose big picture insight. I mean, I can struggle with that, especially when there's so many elements on a movie like this. It's a lot we're trying to juggle in a short period of time on a very limited budget, and so it's good to have somebody like George that has, just a ton of experience and is a really funny guy to hang out with and talk to about movies. What do you hope people will take away from the film? I don't know. I don't want to judge the audience. I want to let them come to their own terms. It's a movie. The backdrop is politics, but it's not a political heavy, boring political movie. It's like an entertaining movie that asks a lot of questions, gives you no answers. We're not a heavy-handed philosophy political movie. We're just there to kind of, open it up a little bit, open the conversation, and stir it up. And I think there's some really strange, possibly scandalous things that go on behind the scenes in politics. You think? Certainly some questionable ethics, and it's worth thinking about, Do you think it's become harder to satirize politics because politics has got so ridiculous anyway? To satirize itself? Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Yeah, but and this is a satire, but it's hopefully got enough of a dramatic substance there to let everybody know this is real, and we're allowed to laugh and have a good time watching the movie, and there's real stakes at it, and it affects people's lives, and the events in Bolivia that inspired the movie are really serious. I mean, as you say, it's thought-provoking, it's serious, but it is entertaining, and it's got this dark humor, and you had that juggling act of kind of balancing all of these things in the right way, and you said George was quite sort of hands-on and helpful with that. Just talk to me a little bit about getting that tone right and the moment where you were like, this is the right tone, yeah. Well, I mean, because, we shot so much footage on this film. We shot dramatic versions, comedic versions. We would explore it. So it was a very playful set, and we do a lot of improvisation. We shot some very ridiculous things that were just too crazy for the movie, but I like to do that anyway, just for the energy on set, and I think it's just really helpful to be able to have a vibe like that when you're making a movie, or to be able to let somebody dramatically express themselves or verbalize their subtext, or any number of kind of tools and tricks. And so I just have a massive amount of footage, and then it's Colin Patton, the editor that I've used on my last few films, and we just sift through it, and we try to find the moments that really feel genuine and spark some sort of instinct in us that we respond to. And then we have like a 3-hour something, and 3-hour movies get boring to me, so I like a good hour and 45-minute movie. So I always like to hour and a half to hour 45, sweet spot of movies. Let's make them. Ruthless zone. Yeah, let's be self-indulgent, but within a limited time frame, and we're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey You Guys.